Solo Shots on the Sweet Spot is brought to you by Dothan Cosmetic Dentistry, Westside Auto Care, and Mustard Seed Landscaping. Man, I was reading about East Carolina's baseball coach where they were the host site playing, and they ended up getting upset by Evansville. Come to find out, a couple of their pitchers they threw are already in the plan. They already knew they were leaving. And the coach didn't know. Coach Godwin didn't have a clue, and he was frustrated once he found out. Like they left without any inkling that they were going to leave. And, like, we're trying to accomplish something special here, and you're already 1 foot out the door.
Right.
So they lose to Evansville, and nobody expected them as far as a big upset in the college baseball world. That's the part that man, you feel for coaches. I mean, I know you're a student athlete, but you gotta. Have you ever kind of thought from a coaching perspective how frustrating that might be for certain at the college level, male or female? Because it's in all sports now.
Right.
You have Schlossnagle leave Texas A&M for Texas when he said he was leaving, and then you got 6 guys already in the portal, and star players like Caden Kent's in the portal. Like Laviolette. Like, you got some guys that are stars, but they can leave because they can't leave.
Yeah.
Now some of them will fall into Texas, right?
Right.
But just kind of, if you could flip it, if you're able to flip it, as a coach, if you're a college coach, you may be coaching one day, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for East Carolina's coach. I mean, he recruited those guys. He wanted them there, obviously, and I'm sure they made an impact on the team. I mean, I don't know the reason why they're leaving or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not happy or whatever, but still, I mean, I just don't. If I'm going to a team, I'm going back to a player. If I'm going to a team and they want me and I want to be there, because, I mean, I'm not going to go if I don't want to be there or if it doesn't feel the right fit.
Yeah.
But if it's the right fit and they want me there, I'm looking there to stay there all 4 years. I mean, even if I have, like, ups and downs, I mean, if I want to be there, I'm going to stay there all 4 years. I mean, maybe they didn't want to be there. But as a coach, it's just, I guess it kind of makes the recruiting process hard now, because you have these mid-majors who they recruit these guys, they want them to be there, and then they go off at that school, and then they enter the transfer portal and go to a bigger school. And so I don't care where I'm at, man. I mean, going to Troy, I want to be there for the next 3 years, for the rest of my eligibility. I don't care if I go off this year, next year, year after that, and if I have SEC schools texting me, whatever, hey, whatever. I mean, that's kind of illegal, but as a coach, I just don't see, like, how you could trust. I mean, I guess you can trust people, but, like, it's just hard, I guess, to find guys that are loyal nowadays. I mean, you see all these guys from, like I just said, mid-majors going to big Power 5 schools, whatever. And so I guess it kind of makes it hard for coaches just to find guys who are actually loyal and want to be there and try to win a championship for them. So, I mean, I guess just saying that, I guess it'd be kind of hard to recruit.
Like, you find this diamond in the rough. Like, man, I found this kid. For some reason, he's not on anyone's radar. But this is going to be a stud. He's an absolute baller.
Right.
Because if you're good to play at the college level, there's plenty of opportunities. If you're good enough to play at the pro level, there's plenty of opportunities too, because no matter where you go, if you're good, they're going to find you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's D1, D2, D3, NAIA, whatever it is. If you're good, you will be seen. Sure. So I feel for college coaches, especially the ones, as you said, the mid-majors or smaller schools, where, man, it's like, I got this kid, absolute baller, nobody knows him, but then in 2 years, he's lighting up the college world in baseball or whatever sport, and now Alabama's calling, Florida State's calling, Tennessee's calling, and then he leaves because it's the SEC school, it's the Power 5 school, and then you got NIL on top of that too.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it's like to be a college coach right now. And like I said, it's already trickled down to the high school level where you see student athletes leave, and they're at 3 schools in 3 years, 4 schools in 5 years type stuff.
Oh.
But see, I personally, I want this to go back to where you had to sit out of the year, just because I feel like it teaches more loyalty and commitment, as you talked about.
Yeah.
It makes that person think, like, okay, how bad is it here really that I want to leave? Am I in my feelings?
Right.
Am I sensitive?
Yeah.
So it kind of brings a player back to what's the real issue here? Is it me or is it the coach? And sometimes it is, right?
Yeah.
But as a coach, it's like, how do you build, man? How do you build even more knowing, like, man, this kid is a star here.
Yeah.
See, back in the day with the transfer portal, when you had to sit out the year, stars didn't leave. If you had it good in your current spot, why you had no incentive to leave.
Right.
But now the star can be here at Star at Alabama, and they're paying $400,000, but Auburn's saying $800,000.
Yeah.
I'm going Auburn. That's what a lot of people are doing, right?
Yeah.
If I can have the same PT and the same stardom and get twice the money.
Right. It's all about money.
It's all about everything. Everything comes back down to money, man.
Money.
Everything in this world boils back down to money. So yeah, man, that's my take on the transfer portal, the NIL. I've always loved the college athletic landscape, but man, do you feel like it's watered the game down any?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I heard when Nick Saban retired, I heard him talk about transfer portal. I mean, obviously back in the day, he was
killing it.
There ain't no way. I'm an Alabama fan, roll tide to the day I die. But he started NIL. He was the NIL.
Thank you. That's why I love this guy, man. Truth, honest.
But I guess I heard him talk in press conferences and stuff. He said, I mean, he was like, it's hard nowadays. I mean, you have Texas A&M, you got Texas, all those big schools with a lot of money. Obviously, Alabama has a lot of money.
Yeah.
But offering stupid amount of money to go there. I mean, you got Jackson Dart, who has a daggone NIL with a private jet company. Wow. Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, that you never even heard of that.
Yeah.
And so I heard Nick Saban just talking, and he was like, it's getting, obviously he's getting older, and he doesn't have the energy as, like, I guess all the younger college coaches have to recruit. Obviously, I mean, he is one of the top recruiters in college football forever.
History, yeah.
And but I guess he was just getting tired of all the crap that was going on in the transfer portal, NIL money, and all that crap. So it definitely has changed the game, and that's what he said. He's just like, the game's different now. It's all about money.
Yeah.
I mean, kids who go to schools and not even caring if they play or not. It's all about the money. And so, personally, I think that's wrong. And like, how can you like love a game and love to watch a game or something, like fall in love with a game, if all kids care about now is money?
Yeah.
I mean, I came here to Wallace because I want to play. I mean, I transferred from Georgia Southern to Wallace because I wanted to play. Not because, I mean, it's a junior college. They ain't offering me any money. I mean, they gave me a scholarship.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah. But I want to play. I mean, I guess I'm just wired different, maybe. But, like, saying I went to Troy and I went off this year and people were offering me a stupid amount of money, I wouldn't leave. I wouldn't leave. I mean, I told you earlier, when I first got here, our pitching coach asked me what was one school that you would leave after this year if they offered, and I said Troy. I didn't say no Power 5 school. I didn't say Tennessee. I didn't say Auburn. I didn't say Alabama. I didn't say Vanderbilt. All that stuff. Troy. It's where I want to play. It's where I've always wanted to play. It feels like home. I mean, I got a great scholarship, thank the Lord. But it wasn't about the money for me. They could have gave me 40%. I would have still have gone. But I guess I just don't understand how you can fall in love or play the game that you love if it's all about money now. Yeah. I mean, obviously you obviously you love the game, but obviously money is a more priority than actually playing the game and falling in love with the game. So I guess that's just my take on that.
Man, I actually have another episode where I'm talking about transfer portal as well. I'll release that too, where Nick Saban and who you quoted, and he talked about how it's like at the end of the season, 70, 80, 90%, the kids are like, okay, how much am I going to play next year? How much money can I get? Right. And if you're not meeting one of those demands, they're leaving. Right. They're going where they can get that because you know what? There is somebody out there that will give them. Mm-hmm. You know, so say if you sign with Alabama, but your number 2 school is USC. Mm-hmm. So after your freshman year, you're not happy at Alabama for whatever reason because you played a lot, you started, and you All-American, Caleb Downs type stuff, you know. But it's like, I can get $1 million more here. Yeah. And I just think it comes back to an issue in society when you have the youth who are already money hungry and chasing after dollars, and you're not in it for the right reasons that you mentioned. You're not playing this sport because you love it. You're not staying, like, I'm an Auburn guy, but it's like, how can you even gravitate towards Auburn players when you don't even know the guys? You know what I'm saying? It's literally like every year it's a brand new roster.
Brand new team.
Brand new team. It's like, well, we got 9 players in the field, 7 are transfers. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Like it's something about knowing. I remember this guy when he was a freshman.
Right.
And barely played. Right. And now as a junior, he's getting his opportunity and is lighting it up.
Yeah.
It's something about that, man. So yeah. I miss the old way of doing things. I love your candor in the transparency of the transfer portal and how it is damaging the game in a negative fashion. I'm hoping, I don't even say hope. I just don't know how you bring this back in. I don't know how it's a free for all now.
Yeah,
you know. It is. And like you said, Saban was the king of it. And every school does some dirt. Don't get me wrong. Every school does some dirt, especially at the collegiate football level, top programs. They trying to one up the next one, right?
Yeah.
But boy, Alabama were king. They did something. They had Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Alty Timpany, and Kenyon Drake all at the same time at running backs. Like, how do you do that, man? How do you get these guys? And you know, I don't know, man.
But brand new Chargers.
That does.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen that on TikTok, whatever. It was like Nick Saban started NIL before NIL was big with the brand new Chargers and all that stuff. But
dude, I know someone, man. My cousin used to date back in the day, and Dre Kirkpatrick was from his area,
really,
Gaston, and so he was like, "Yeah, man." Kirkpatrick went on a visit to Tuscaloosa, came back brand new Dodge Charger. Like what? Like, but we know student athletes receive impermissible benefits. We know that goes, especially like I said, we're just saying in football because that's the king right now. I mean, that's always gonna be the king. It's always gonna be football first in this country. So we know it takes place, but dude, I appreciate that you being honest because there's quite a few I know Bama fans like, no, Saban's the best. They came there because they want to be champions. They want to be first round picks. They get a little something on the side too. Like I said, not just Bama, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, wherever. That's part of the game. But dude, Cason, appreciate you sharing your thoughts on the transfer portal, NIL, and just the current landscape in student athletes when it comes to the collegiate level. And I'm just hoping at some point they learn how to get this right because all it's doing is affecting today's youth, student athletes in a negative manner, and ultimately negatively having an impact on the game and the collegiate level.